Cheers everyone, Womick here, and today we'll be taking a look at 10 interesting facts surrounding the development of SpellForce that you may not have been aware of. And what better way to start this list off than by mentioning the man responsible for the core idea of the game, Volker Wertig, also known as the father of the Settlers series. Volker was a big name on the German game development scene, even before even one line of code was written for SpellForce, which is crazy to think about considering how long ago this all happened. However, despite him being regarded as a genius of game design by his peers, not all of his ideas always went according to plan. One such example is the fact that SpellForce was originally meant to be an MMO game similar to what World of Warcraft would eventually become. Nevertheless, this idea had to ultimately be scrapped due to publisher Joe Wood underestimating the resources it would take to support such types of games, thus turning SpellForce into a blend of RTS and RPG only 1.5 years before it would eventually be released. Some of you may be aware that the collector's edition of SpellForce 2 included a card game called Master of War, but did you know that there is also a card game for SpellForce 1? It was mainly used for PR purposes and wasn't as fleshed out, but it did have its own set of rules, so if you manage to get your hands on it, give it a try and let me know how it goes. Moving away from the side content and back to the main games. Despite Phenomic not being the largest developer out there, they actually started the development of SpellForce 2 at the same time as Breath of Winter in early 2004, meaning that they successfully managed to develop 3 games in tandem between 2004 and 2006. While many of the assets for Breath of Winter and Shadow of the Phoenix were already there, from the Order of Dawn thus requiring less work, that's still pretty damn impressive if you ask me. Did you know that the German TV series Galileo once made an episode on the development of SpellForce, going over everything from map design, gameplay to the game's score? Sadly, it's only available in German, but I'll link it below in case some of you want to take a peek. And while on the topic, the show also showed us that the likeness of certain in-game characters, like Rowan Tahir, was based on real-life people. It also showcased how the intro trailer for the Order of Dawn was motion captured. Pixies, the swarm unit we find in Shadow of the Phoenix, were originally intended to appear in SpellForce 2, but wound up being used in SpellForce 1 instead, as they needed this type of unit for each of the playable races. This is how the logo for SpellForce 2 changed from 2004 when development on it started until its release. I've gotta say, they all do have their charm, but I'm not really digging the number 2 on the first design. We all know the God of War in SpellForce as Nidhalf, but that wasn't originally the case. His original name was Bjarn, though that had to be changed for what I assume were legal reasons, so Phenomic let the community decide on a new name via a poll, the winner of which ended up being Nidhalf. This is also the reason why many short stories that were published before SpellForce 1 came out referred to the dwarven deity as Bjarn, but don't let that confuse you, they are the same thing. And finally, here's how SpellForce would look like as an anime, drawn by Daniel Fieldings, the winner of a SpellForce art contest held in 2005. I don't know about you, but I'd definitely love to see an anime set in the world of EO, even though that doesn't really seem likely, but a man can dream, I guess. Regardless, those are all the facts I had for you today. Let me know in the comments if you knew all of them or if some were new to you. Also, a big thanks to a friend from the community for providing me with the sources for many of these, and of course, a big thanks to you for watching this video. See you soon. Bye.